And joining us now in studio is Mr. Riggs Eckelberry. He's the Dean of Water. He's also the CEO of OriginClear. OCLN's a stock symbol. Good to see you again, Riggs.
Likewise, sir.
And you've had a busy week this week. Why don't you bring us up to date?
Well, after coming back from skiing on Sunday.
Well, of course, which is a form of water.
Exactly. We have to worship water in all its ways. But then I went straight to Texas, and on Tuesday we had probably the most important meeting of the last 5 years for us.
Really?
We launched essentially Modular Water Systems. It will be its own corporation, wholly owned by OriginClear. But this will allow us to finally receive the Dan Early patents on a more permanent basis, as opposed to the cancelable license we've had, because we've made all this investment. I went, wait a minute, let's give this a proper home.
Okay.
But, and by the way, Dan loves what's happening. And so you can see these, in these photos, you see the team, you know, looking at the slideshow down in McKinney, Texas, and having a good time. Now, on this particular slide with the org chart was showed off by Tom Marchesello, who is, he's been inside the Modular Water Systems unit, but this is a scoop. He's being promoted to COO of OriginClear. He's going to be the number 2.
Oh, my gosh.
Effective 1 June. Yeah, this is going to happen shortly.
Fantastic.
So that will be news we'll get into. But anyway, he presented the new look. Now, what it is there's 3 parts, right? If you look at this org chart, it's got the left-hand side is the product division, which is Modular Water. Water system in a box.
Water system.
We trademarked that.
Did you really?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic.
We got the domain name, we trademarked it. Then in the middle is the services base, which is Progressive Water, and they're doing a great job. And so they provide all of the build and the customization and so forth. And then in the rear is what you might call the Skunk Works. We call it Octopus Labs because it's doing all kinds of things. And that's where the licensing exists. And Bill Charneski's in charge of that. And that's actually very important because it's getting a lot of wins, which I'll talk to at the end of this segment. But coming back to that day, if you'll just see the slides as they go through, they're getting a tour of the facility at Progressive Water Treatment. Tom Marchesello was seeing it for the first time. He was very impressed. And this is really important because we've got a very large hospitality client who's keenly interested. Not yet client, but really close and super exciting. Can't get more specific than that. And we literally did a video for him, like show and tell. So what this basically was a day when Tom and I got together from corporate with Mark Stevens and Mike Jenkins from Progressive Water Treatment and Dan Early, who's Modular Water Systems, to create this new corporation and this new 1, 2, 3 spearhead to create these point solutions for people who have immediate needs. And I got to tell you, Don, people go, the leads we get, they go, that thing you have, that's what we need.
That's what we want.
It's amazing.
We know it's really amazing, and this really validates what you folks are doing, is the incredible team that you've assembled. I mean, you don't get these kind of quality people unless you get something real in your holster. I'm
blown away. I'm humbled, really, especially, you know, lately Tom, but Dan before that. Mark. But the other thing is that later today I'll be doing a CEO briefing. So it will, by the time this comes out, it will have already happened. But we published it on the website. And I will be bringing on Bill Charneski as my guest, and he did a tour of the world.
That's right.
And we've just had some great news out of India. They got a new opportunity in Ecuador.
Ecuador.
Well, now that we've got tariffs on China, guess who benefits? People like India, right?
Exactly.
Interesting.
Well, it's amazing because, you know, we talk about this water in a box, as you mentioned, it's a term that you've trademarked, and it's just, you bring it into a location, you plug it and play it, it starts working right away. This is what the world needs in so many applications, so many areas, and it's scalable, which is what I find most impressive.
Well, you know, it's that Henry Ford story that we told long ago.
So what's new? What's next?
Well, aside from assembly line water treatment, really, because this is what this is prefabricated, you know, is we're gonna be rolling out. Modular Water Systems has a huge revenue opportunity. We got to execute. So fortunately, we have very good investors, so they are helping us, you know, with the funding of the organization. We're very, very happy with you know, how much support we're getting from our investor base. The best people in the world. They're fantastic. So the funding's in place. We have the production base in McKinney, Texas. We got this amazing technology that's got all these great patents, and it's what the world needs today. Well, who knows where that goes?
Well, let's talk about your investors for a moment, because as a CEO of a company, you're spending a lot of time on the phone, talking to investors, assuring them of things that are going well. What are they saying to you nowadays with the modular water application being so prevalent in your business model?
Well, they're really, really happy to see that we've gone to something that's more commercially acceptable to the water industry. That's why we put this thing in the skunk works over here, the old, the electro-water separation, because that's a slow grow. It's ours, and it's super important. That's the Ecuador deal and so forth. But that takes time. Modular water can go fast. Deals can happen in months, not years. That's huge.
Well, it's always great when a shareholder can see something go from concept to reality in the flick of a switch.
Exactly.
Once again, OriginClear, OCLN's their stock symbol, the Dean of Water, Mr. Riggs Eckelberry. It's always a pleasure.
Likewise, sir.